Chapter 5: Maintaining Balance, Physical and Mental Well-Being. Stress is an unavoidable part of any high-pressure profession, and the luxury lifestyle industry is no exception. The demands of managing discerning clients, maintaining a polished appearance, navigating unpredictable situations, and sustaining emotional composure can create a constant undercurrent of tension. Left unmanaged, this stress can erode decision-making, weaken boundaries, damage health, and ultimately shorten a career that might otherwise have remained profitable and fulfilling. This chapter addresses the essential practices for maintaining physical and mental well-being so that success remains sustainable rather than destructive. Stress management begins with recognition. Many women in high-performance environments normalize chronic tension to the point that they no longer distinguish between feeling driven and feeling depleted. They operate in a state of constant hyper-alertness, mistake adrenaline for productivity, and assume that exhaustion is simply part of ambition. It is not. Stress becomes dangerous when it shifts from being a temporary response to pressure into a constant operating condition. High-pressure situations in this field can take many forms: the emotional demands of clients, last-minute schedule changes, safety concerns, the effort required to remain composed in luxury settings, financial uncertainty, and the quiet burden of maintaining discretion. These pressures accumulate. A woman who does not build deliberate stress management practices into her life will eventually find that pressure expresses itself through irritability, poor judgment, insomnia, emotional numbness, or burnout. Techniques for coping with stress should be proactive rather than reactive. Waiting until you are overwhelmed is ineffective. Instead, build regular regulation practices into your routine. This can include exercise, stretching, breathwork, meditation, therapy, journaling, prayer, massage, time in nature, or simply structured solitude without digital interruption. The method matters less than the consistency. The nervous system responds best to repeated signals of safety and restoration. Time management also plays a major role in stress reduction. Disorganization creates avoidable anxiety. Build clear systems around scheduling, communication, financial records, preparation, and recovery. A well-managed calendar is more than an efficiency tool. It is a psychological stabilizer. When you know where your time is going, you are less likely to feel hunted by it. Physical health must be treated as serious infrastructure. This industry often places unusual demands on the body, not only in terms of appearance and stamina, but in terms of sleep disruption, travel, uneven eating patterns, stress hormones, and the physical toll of constant presentation. Maintaining fitness and wellness is not about punishment or perfection. It is about building a body capable of supporting your work without collapsing under it. Movement is essential. Whether through structured workouts, walking, strength training, dance, yoga, Pilates, or mobility work, regular movement protects mood, posture, energy, and resilience. The body that is cared for consistently becomes a more reliable ally under pressure. Nutrition matters as well. Eat in a way that supports clarity, recovery, and hormonal balance rather than chaos. High stress often tempts women toward irregular meals, caffeine dependence, sugar spikes, and neglect of hydration. These choices compound instability over time. Sleep deserves equal attention. Sleep deprivation alters emotional regulation, impulse control, and appearance. It also weakens immunity and makes the nervous system more reactive. A premium life cannot be sustained on a damaged sleep pattern indefinitely. Protect sleep as aggressively as you protect your rates. Mental health is just as critical. Burnout rarely begins dramatically. It usually arrives quietly through accumulated overextension. A woman may still be functioning, still producing, still appearing polished, yet internally becoming more cynical, fatigued, detached, or resentful. Recognizing and addressing burnout early is one of the most important forms of self-respect in this field. Signs of burnout may include difficulty concentrating, emotional numbness, increased reactivity, dread before work, trouble sleeping, reduced enjoyment of one's pleasurable things, and a sense that every request feels heavier than it should. If left untreated, burnout can lead to poor decisions, weakened safety instincts, lower standards, and serious health consequences. The solution is not to push harder. The solution is to intervene intelligently. This intervention may mean reducing workload, taking time off, tightening boundaries, seeking therapy, adjusting routines, or confronting the parts of your current model that are no longer sustainable. The women who last longest are rarely the ones who tolerate the most depletion. They are the ones who know when to recover before damage becomes identity. Self-care should be understood properly. It is not limited to aesthetic upkeep, spa days, or beautiful rituals, though those can be part of it. True self-care includes sleep, protection, saying no, preserving private time, eating well, leaving unsafe situations, protecting mental space, seeking medical attention, and refusing obligations that cost more than they pay. It is practical, not just decorative. Boundary setting belongs inside well-being because time and energy are health issues. A woman who is constantly accessible will not remain psychologically clear. A woman who is always on will eventually become emotionally expensive to herself. Protecting personal time and energy is not selfishness, it is strategic maintenance. This may require designated off hours, no phone windows, private days, reduced exposure to draining people, and firm limits on emotionally chaotic clients or contacts. Some women fear that boundaries will cost them income. Over time, the absence of boundaries costs far more. Maintaining balance does not mean creating a perfectly calm life. That is unrealistic. It means creating a life in which pressure can be metabolized without destroying your clarity, your body, your standards, or your future. Physical and mental well-being are not side concerns. They are what make refinement sustainable.